Alrighty, everyone, welcome to Left2Learn August 2nd, 2014. With me today is going to be Fish here.
Hello, sir.
Alrighty, hello to you. So let me go ahead and I accidentally forgot to bring up the scoreboard. Well, anyways, so today Fish is going to be helping me cast here. Is this your first time casting?
Not my first time casting, first time with Left2Learn. So thanks a lot for having me here. Excited for the game. Should be a good one.
Well, I'm glad to have you here, and I hope that your first experience with casting Left2Learn is a good one here. Alrighty, so going off the teams here. So we're going to be having, for the infected side here, it's going to be consisting of Laura Palmer, Griffin Bot, Terrible, and Kimiko, and they will be mentored by, and looking here, going to be mentored by Dusty Numbers. The Survivor team will be mentored by Bled, Shrekizoid, Raven, and who's the other guy? Juicy? I think it's Juicy. Yeah, looking at the mumble. Alright. And they will be mentored by Daddy Ping. And tonight's map here is going to be No Mercy, for those of you who don't see the Mercy Hospital off in the background there. So, Fish, how often do you play No Mercy?
Oh my goodness. You know, as much as people hate it, I still think it's a good map. It's got a lot of solid. I think it was the one that Valve really poured their most attention into on when the first game came out. So it's a really strong map, but it's very overplayed. How often do I play it? Not that often. I'm mainly on some of the other ones. Parish, the Hard Rain, Dead Air, but. It's got a lot of good things going for it. It's very interesting. I think it's going to be very interesting tonight in Pro Mod to see how it pans out. But yeah, to answer your question, not all that often.
Back when I used to pub versus LUT, I actually played No Mercy a lot. My friends who used to pub with me would actually get really upset because I would play nothing but No Mercy, and they would be forced to play nothing but No Mercy with me. I'm pretty sure they wanted to choke me at the end of the day every time, but suffice to say, I like No Mercy. It's one of my favorite maps. It has good atmosphere to it, and it's pretty quick to get to in public games. So you just join it, fills up quick, etc. Quick to go to.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? It's got a real strong finale as well, and a lot of people don't like that rooftop finale, but I think it's very balanced for both SI and for survivors. I think it's very well put together.
Seriously? No.
Oh, I completely agree. So we're going to be moving forward here while we're waiting for Shrekizoid to be running up here, or Shrekizoid. Oh, looks like we're going to be running up, but yeah, there is an added up area there for the tank area. I think the cars removed, they added in some green fences, but anyways, let's go ahead and go to the safe room here. First set going to be consisting of a 3-1 with Charger and Boomer. Charger and Boomer are going to be coming from behind the wall here, and Hunter's going to be coming from the front. Smoker's going to be coming from the exact same spot as the Hunter here. Hopefully he's not going to lead in, though, because his smoke will get cleared very quickly.
We do have a pre-spawn on the Charger already, and looks like the Boomer's going to hang out in that room. The side of the wall's already broken. Charger's coming in for a charge up the stairs. And
I think they were trying to go for the death charge. That actually was very, very close. He could have gotten that death charge. I've seen that death charge happen a few times. But, I don't know, that seemed like the entire attack was rushed. I feel like they could have gotten a lot more damage if they waited to the living room. But I think they were just trying to go for that death charge.
I think so as well. But, with the door being closed up there and with them not being able to achieve that stack, with the survivors all the way down the stairs, not sure if it would have worked.
Well, I think they would have been able to charge the charge survivor through the door here. You could actually charge through broken down doors with survivors, but they wouldn't have been able to get a death charge because the survivor would have probably bumped into the door before he...
Right. We do have a witch up here, and we're going to see if, since the wall is not broken, survivors are going to force to pass it. We do have a smoker setting up here, breaking down the door. Charger is in wait as well.
They should try and set up some special infected in the back there so that they can avoid the draw crown. The infected need to make sure that none of the common infected go near that wall there and break it down. It is a 3-1 here with Charger and Spitter, a very ideal attack for this witch here. And Hunter gets chipped down to 40, and a pull into the witch!
We do have an excellent 2-cap here with the Charger and the witch witch crown being missed, and we do have a dead survivor already. That is really unfortunate for the survivors.
The Infected here just see this opportunity here, and they will be able to do a lot of damage to the Survivors here. They still have this tank up at 88%, so the Survivors getting it a little bit easier. They're going to get to the end of the alley here before this tank sets up here. Infected are probably going to want to save that attack so that the Survivors do not push forward into the safe room before the tank is in position. Mind you that there is only one hittable in this area, and that is the alarm car. Once you hit it, it is no longer an alarm car.
We do have a goofy spit going down there. It just hit the AC unit there on the side, so it did not go down. It did not delay the Survivors at all. Looks like they were trying to hold them up there just so that they can get the SI in position for this tank.
So this attack here, consisting of a 2-2 here, they probably want to get rid of one of these liquids, but looks like they're going to be saving it all. Alright, and tank is going to be up here. Tank is going to be up in the hands of Kimiko here, so we're going to go to a Survivor war room here while the sword is coming in.
Push, push. Yep, push in your ears. One's Captain Spit.
Oh, Hunter.
Alright, he's
Socky on me.
quite possibly dead.
Oh, fuck.
You're so lucky. Oh my god.
Not me.
You need to run to the safe room. Get to the safe room. It's your best bet. Get to the safe room.
I need some help.
Left 4 Dead, baby.
Rush it. Rush it.
Clear on your way. Clear to your rear. Good attempt. So,
Alrighty, and we are back here, so we just saw a tank by Kimiko here. The Infected just were all over the Survivors, even when that tank was already coming out. A great pounce into Spit, and then the car came in. Luckily, did not down Bill due to Godframes, but it did manage to down Zoe there, and Bill was quickly cornered by the tank. Bill was trying to run forward there, but was getting hung up by a couple of common Infected.
Yeah, the tank did get a real lucky bounce there on that car, but then the Survivors already being down by one really did not play out very much in their favor. So they had a tough hill to climb already. So that in the end, I think they saw how it was going to play out. So Lewis is just going for points, and you're not going to get very far.
I think it was actually a pretty good call. He just had to work on his common clearing there. If he didn't get held up by the common Infected, I think he would have been able to jump over that charger, seeing as how he was already at the top of the stairs there. If he just managed to get to the center of the stairs with the charger spawning at the bottom and charge up, he would have been able to jump over that charger, if not juke him. So just common clearing in general, you don't want to leave common behind. If you're going to shove a common aside, just make sure that it's going to be there. Remember it's going to be there, and you have to clear it later. Otherwise, common Infected will sneak up on you, hit you in the back of the head, and suddenly you're going to find a tank right behind you, and you're going to be like, well, shit.
Absolutely, point well made. Looks like the SI are setting up for, setting up for a kitchen living room hit. And here we are going live in 3, 2, 1.
So again, first hit consisting of a 3-1 here with Charger and Boomer. Looks like all three SI are going to be coming from the stairwell area over there, and Boomer's going to be coming through the wall, going to be collating this stuff here. Survivors taking it very slow here. 3 Survivors at the top, 1 at the bottom. Thankfully, the Smoker is not positioned in a way to pull Bill, otherwise this could be really, really devastating with all 3 Survivors all the way up there.
I agree. It looks like Boomer's going to probably do a Kool-Aid Man right here.
He's thinking about it, but if he leads in here, then the Survivors are going to be able to go back into the kitchen and not be able to take that much damage. And here comes a wall kick from the Hunter, and it lands. Here comes a pull, gets stuck on the counter. Here comes a charge, and stumbles Zoe free. Good double boom, though, and punches come out onto Francis there. 2 punches.
Overall, again, I think if the SI was just a little bit more patient, they probably could have been able to inflict a little bit more damage if the Survivors were out in the living room area before they attacked.
Well, I completely agree, and I mean, the Survivors did a great job of sending one person out there and having the rest of them staying behind the counter. Here comes a crown by Bill, and he does get it with 122% damage on that witch.
And that was with the hole in the wall, or did the hole in the wall appear after he went for the crown?
I believe it came in after. Next
SI are
attack.
setting up top. We may have a rocket boom coming in here any second now.
It'll be a little iffy. I mean, this is a 2-2 here with Hunter and Smoker, so it's going to be hard to do a lot of damage in this open area here, but they need to get either an attack in now, or they need a sack now and get rid for this tank.
Hunter going for the DP and got hung up on the fire escape. We do have a smoke going back. Boom drops in, and we get a 2 boom.
Oh, stumble and
and a
spit!
and a stumble in the spit.
Oh, this is brutal. The great job by the Infected. They're doing as much damage as they can before the tank here. They know that they had to try and wipe at this tank if they want to keep these scores close on this first map here. Doing a lot of damage with the health bonus. Still 4 sets of pills, but 2 of the survivors are now, I want to say, 2 punches instead of 3 here, so that's really good for the tank.
And with that boom, that gave the SI just enough time and just enough of a delay where they can get another attack up and ready for the tank. And speaking of which, here we go.
Watch out!
And a free Spit coming out here trying to delay them, and tank is going to be up in the hands of Juicy here. Spitter coming in to try and sack himself, and let's quickly go over to that Survivor War Room.
Is that legal where Kimiko was at?
Just don't stay grouped up. Just listen for the tank. Cause you should know where he
Coming
is.
back around the other side?
Reloading!
Yeah, I think
Tank
he's on
back
the
there,
back
tank
side.
back there.
Yeah, there.
Don't shoot, it's me! I'm down!
I'm reloading. Got him. Reload.
Y'all need to push the tank really hard. They don't have a hit, so just get really aggressive against them. You should be able to pick him up. You guys got this. Just take him out. Someone needs to pick him up.
Behind Lewis, get up.
Yeah, I got the boomer. Up them pills.
You guys need to go back to the 2 survivors right now.
He did?
Alrighty, and we are back here, and looks like the Infected are trying to clean up what they just did with the tank there. I want to say that Lewis made a great mistake of going in there, and the tank took opportunity that got a rock on them and quickly cornered him, but the survivors are really hesitant in pushing him, so he was able to do a lot more damage than he should have.
I'm reloading.
Managing to get up Francis here, his pills are going to be taken here, all 4 people bleeding. SR are going to be getting ready for another attack here.
Will you knock it off?
This side lining up in the garage, and the opposing doorway, we do have a Jockey Spitter Hunter.
Feels so good.
Looks like
And
they're
with
gonna be
that-
saving.
Well, with that alarm car out of the picture, there's very limited time here to attack those survivors.
I mean, Infected need to just get in and do as much damage as they can to their temp health here to try and reduce the bonus here. I mean, you can see the bonus right now in the bottom left, 92. Every little tick of damage right now is lowering that bonus. Smoker looks like he's going to try to pull someone up top here, but without any support, he might get cleared very quickly. There is no charger, so this attack here is going to be really iffy to do. And here comes the Hunter pouncing around here, gets dead
Hunter
stop.
getting-
He doesn't die though, he gets
do
another
have a bunch
rebound.
of spit here, and Zoe and Bill are both caught in by Common, and it looks like they both may go down. Nope, Zoe seems to escape it with very minimal health.
That was really, really brutal. I mean, the Infected did a great job there to capitalize, and unfortunately, just the Hunter wasn't cleared quick enough. He wasn't cleared when he got dead stopped, and Jockey came in, covered the Hunter, and the Hunter was able to pounce somebody again. I think it led to a stumble and spit.
That it did, yeah. And I think they got the dead stop, but just weren't able to seal the deal and finish the job.
Alrighty, so we're going to go on into map 2 here. Scores are really, really close still, so just the opposing team is just going to have to make sure to do as much damage as possible, maybe get a wipe on the tank, and they will be able to pretty much come back here. If not, just make it to the safe room with a little bit more bonus than the other team, and they'll easily be able to catch up on map 3. I mean, just in this map, there's any way for people to come back. As long as there's a tank, you can always come back on any map. Oh, and maybe you'll get lucky and somebody will fall through the elevator. Although I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that'll happen on 60 tick server. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Oh. Alrighty, so We're going to be having a 54% tank, 35% witch. Running forward here, I'm going to try and remember where 54% is. I want to say that 54% is going to be the end of the I want to say the end of the last subway cart here that they're going to walk through. Mind you, there is an added pipe on the side here to allow... oh wow, that pipe is actually pretty bad looking, but added pipe to allow these infected to set up on top of the train cart. So this tank is probably going to be played back by either by these really open area support columns. I don't know what you call this, in intersection for trains, a junction. I don't know, but yeah, that's probably one of the tanks going to be played.
Very eloquently put, Ibex. Thank you for that.
So, I mean, just the infected need to get a booming, just a boom in any area here for this tank. No matter where you play it, if you get a boom, it usually just spells disaster for the survivors here. So the infected just need to make sure to get that boom for that tank, and the tank just needs to make to get in there, not miss too many punches, get a quick corner, support come in time, and from there it should be cake.
So just waiting for one more player to ready up, and it looks like the survivors. Oh, here we are going live in 2, 1, and it looks like the survivors are opting to take 2 shotguns, 2 Uzis here. What do you think about that choice?
Well, you can take any weapon you want. I mean, 4 shotguns will rip apart a tank. Actually, pretty brutally. It's just that with 3 Uzis, you have a lot of slowdown in the tank, which makes it harder for them to corner. First attack going to be consisting with 2-2 with a jockey and Hunter. Hunter's going to be coming from the top here. All 4 survivors are pretty much out of the safe room except for Lewis here. And somebody gets jockey, and he's going to get jockey downward here, and Hunter gets a pounce into somebody in spit. And here comes a boom, triple boom, great boom, and somebody gets stuck in spit there momentarily. Quad boom.
What a great attack by the infected. That was a whole heck of a lot of damage there inflicted on the survivors, and now they still have to fight this oncoming horde as they make their way down into the ticket booth.
Yeah, the survivors here need to run forward as fast as possible with an attack like that. I mean, just with the 2-2, that's a lot of damage for a first hit there. They need to start running forward, clear the common infected, and getting some distance here. Next attack consisting of a 2-2 here with Charger.
Charger spawning in, trying to find the right aisle there to charge down, and just missed it as Lewis jumped over the railing to the other side. We do have Boom going in there, only getting Lewis. And the Hunter trailing in the attack and is cleared very quickly.
One thing to note there with that attack is that the Charger led in. I mean, especially on those escalators there, you're going to be expecting a Charger. You don't want to lead in with Chargers. Chargers are very slow, they're very big, and even though they have 600 health, they will get shut down very quickly, if not easily juked there. You always want to go in the middle of the attack with the Charger so that people are not focusing you.
Our witch spawn ought to be coming up here real quick. She's at 35%, so she's probably just ahead. So any minute now, after this next SI attack, we'll probably be hearing her starting to cry.
Either going to be inside the train cart here or slightly past. And we see a pull forward here. Smoker leading in a great charge, and here comes a spit!
Oh, here's a 3-cap in spit with that Charger. This is an absolutely devastating attack. That jockey is marching him forward. Not quite up to where the witch is going to be, but you can hear her spawned in from right where he's been in-capped.
Just all that damage going out there, the infected right now just saying, you know, we got this with the tank. I mean, just all the damage that they got here. They just need to make sure to keep up the heat here and make sure that the survivors' pills go down as quickly as they can.
Well, we do have 3 survivors now that are in full bleed, and we have one that's at half health.
Which is in a really bad spot here for the survivors here. They're going to have to do a draw crown. They can't risk going in there. But draw crowning this area here, there's so many spawns. And it looks like accidental shot from Bill here. And that will be a black and white on the Bill here. A good charge comes out. And a stumble charge. You might go for another charge again and gets another.
So it looked like that was an accidental shot on the witch as the survivor was going to chip off that jockey, but fortunately she was able to be killed off there before she herself killed off the survivors. Still 4 of them are very much alive, but they are in full bleed.
And the next attack here going to be consisting of a 3-1 with Jockey Hunter Spitter. Survivors taking it slow here, knowing to clear up as much of the common infect as possible. They don't want to take another devastating attack again. They can't risk taking another devastating attack again since they still have this tank up ahead here. And looks like it's going to be a bit farther than I expected here. Not familiar with my percentages.
We do have a spitter waiting for these survivors to get right in this open doorway. It looks like Smoker is preparing. Oh, Hunter is preparing along with Jockey.
And Tank's now up in
as
the hands
the
of Raven.
tank is in, yeah.
So let's quickly go over to that war room here with the spitter getting ready for the spit delay.
Make sure when you spit, bounce the spit off the wall. Okay. Well, they're gonna stay there.
Nice. One is inside. Nice. Very nice. This is it.
Yep, that's it, guy. Great.
This
Great
is
job.
going to hell. Ah, I'm down.
Alrighty, and we're back here. Looks like the survivors opted to stay in that kind of small open area here. I guess they realized that they can't really afford going back with the amount of bleed that they had. So what would you say, Fish? I mean, if you had to play it in that particular area there, how would you position the survivors?
You know, that's a real tough spot to take it, especially with the amount of common that they still had running around there. I mean, you got the SI that can spawn in there behind you. It's almost impossible to block that back room with just one survivor, because then you'd also have to block the subway as well as next to the subway. And it's just so difficult to be able to position yourself in a way where you can play a tank there. I think their only hope was to be able to draw back through the subway car all the way back into that open area and play it there.
I completely agree. I think it was just more of a desperate attack there. I mean, the thing with that little area there is if you can clear the SI, which there's so many spawns, it's really hard to shut down with all four survivors, especially when you're bleeding. You know, you never know, somebody's going to get jockeyed and quickly go down, or Hunter scratched, or Charger punch, etc. But in that particular area there, if you can shut down the SI, the tank is actually really fodder if you know how to jump between platforms. The tank has trouble following you in between platforms. It'll be really slow and it's very easy to kite them. I think that's about it. It's just they had to clear the SI, but the SI were just able to get in there, and the tank just quickly cornered people. And it spelled disaster there for the survivors, and the infected just knew it, and they went in there, took the opportunity, and did a great job wiping the survivors.
Yeah, I agree. And with the survivors being low health, I think they were all in either the yellow or the red health, jumping up and down and dismounting those side rails that you were talking about. Gets a little bit more difficult when you're moving slow.
So we're going to be waiting on Trekozoid here to ready up here. Again, first attack consisting of a 2-2 with Hunter and Jockey here. Let's see if this team can pull off the same amount of damage as the previous team and keep the flow going here, because they need to be able to defend their points here, so they need to do as much damage, if not more, and keep the attacks consistent with the previous team, and with the tank try and wipe them there to try and keep their points ahead here. So ideally for this first attack here, probably going to want to have the Hunter and the Jockey come from the top here. I'm going to be going live here. Spitter's going to be coming from down below here. Hunter's already pre-spawned down below. Looks like Jockey's going to be coming from the top here. Survivors are just ghosting their way out here, trying to clear the common that they see, and one of them jumps to the opposite side here. Going to be using that pistol to clear off some of the common infected. Remember, it's 2 shots to clear a common in versus, so count your bullets. Especially while you're down. It's very crucial to count those bullets while you're down.
With all these survivors together, Boomer's going in for the opening attack. Just manages to get one, but the Hunter does jump on Zoe there. The Spit misses its mark there. So the Spitter running in there to hopefully die and get a little bit more damage.
Great job by the survivors. They were able to shut down the infected attack there really, really well. I mean, with that boom coming in there, I thought it was going to be a quad boom there, and that would have been a disaster for the survivors, but they did a good job popping it before it was able to get more than one.
That's right. I mean, with all those survivors, they're all huddled up right next to that drop. I thought for sure that Boomer was going to be devastating, and then very unfortunate that the Spit missed its mark.
And the boom horde just got cleared very, very quickly here, so the survivors are able to take a lot of distance here. They won't get an escalator attack, so that's going to be very crucial there in preserving their health bonus here, especially for the tank. Next attack going to be consisting of a 2-2 here with Charger and Hunter. This charge spit down the alleyway here could be pretty devastating though, but they can lead in with that Charger.
Hunter is ping-ponging down the alley, and Charger's coming in to clean up.
Oh, and he gets the
spinner
Charger,
does
gets
finally
spit!
spawn in, and there is the spit pile, and it looks like it just went right over their heads.
Great boom though! That triple boom there will be able to slow down some of the survivors here. They will be able to get one more attack in before, possibly before the tank here. I'm not sure. So no, they won't be able to get an attack in. Either they attack now and leave the tank open, or they wait all the way until the tank. So the survivors should know this here. They should know that if they get an attack right now... Oh, but wait, there's a witch. Totally forgot about the witch.
It looks like SI is going to set up on the witch. We do have a Hunter jockey there standing back by her boomer and Charger up front.
Wait. If the survivors know that the SI are going to be attacking this witch, if they deal with this witch and the SI attack well, they have to rush forward here and trigger that tank and come back before the support is up.
Looks like she's always arming herself up, getting ready for the draw. And again, this is a witch that you're just going to have to draw. There's really no running up there.
I mean, you could, but Smoker will probably say otherwise if Smoker's up there. And Charger, I mean, a Charger can spawn up top and charge you in.
Looks like Bill is maybe ghosting in there.
Oh, and the stumble on the Charger!
No, the stumble!
And that will be a death onto Bill. No one is nearby to clear him. It was a great job there by the Infected. They were able to keep everyone away long enough for Bill to go down.
With a very unintentional stumble by the Boomer. Boomer getting popped almost instantaneously was bounced and stumbled off the Charger from being able to charge Bill, who did the draw.
So the survivors here, I mean, mind you, there is only 3 of them, but they still have a really good chance of killing this tank. I mean, just 3 sets of pills and really high permanent health here, but it looks like they're going to be rushing forward here, which I don't agree with. I mean, they can rush forward for points, but they're not going to make it past this tank. This tank is in pure goalie mode right now. He's not letting them pass. And just all those support beams there, he's going to be using them as hittables, and here it comes right now. Tank's going in, and here goes one! And he gets a punch! So let's quickly go over to that war room. It's going to be short-lived here, but let's see how it goes.
They're basically screwed here. They're stuck here for a while. Just close the distance, don't throw up. I want to punch her because they have holdout. It doesn't matter. They knew they were screwed. They were just running for it.
Alright, and we are back here. So we just saw a tank by the hands of Terrible there. Looks like Terrible was kind of baited out there and allowed the survivors to run forward there and gain some points. I mean, generally, in a situation like that, you don't want to let the survivors through. You want to play goalie.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, not 100% behind the idea of running forward into that big open room with all the pillars and the common to fight the tank to begin with. I mean, perhaps what they could have done is moved in there to spawn the tank, but then definitely I would have cleared as much common and then pulled back, hopefully, possibly to AI the tank. But that is a very, very tough tank to play in there. So in that regard, I think they did the right thing in juking it and getting ahead and get as many points as you possibly can.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I mean, if the tank did not let them juke, though, I think playing it in that area was not going to be a good call. But since they were able to get past the tank, it was completely beneficial. They got points out of it. But mind you, just with those 3 survivors, though, I feel like they still could have killed that tank, and they might have been able to get more points. It just would have been a lot more difficult. But I think if you just play your cards right, you can easily kill a tank with 3 survivors.
So staying on the topic of tank, we have a 49% tank here, along with a 20% witch. That witch is probably pre-event. Do you agree?
I want to say, I'm trying to think where this witch is. I feel like this witch is going to be killed by the gas station. Like, I've seen it in public versus where the witch just spawns right next to the gas station, pop the gas station, and dies.
And the tank being 49%. Oh, we have a hunter pre-spawn in. Looks like he's setting up for a damage pounce.
It's very risky damage pouncing. It's just you need the survivors to be standing in a particular area for that pounce to work here. Survivors know that hunter is up here. I mean, Zoe just exclaimed, "Don't get pounced." It looks like they're going forward here to boom, and the infected were not set up for this.
It looks like the hunter is abandoning his first position, setting up for a DP as they come out the door.
Oh, he needs to get this DP now so he can keep with the spawns, but he lands on the door
Oh, it looks like
and
he
breaks
landed
it.
on top of the door.
Did you see that? He broke it with his feet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, then.
Third time's the charm. Here comes the hunter, and unfortunately misses again. So he's ping-ponging around here as the survivors are moving very quickly through the burger tank, rather.
No chip on that hunter, so it's good to save it here. And looks like we're in our next attack going to be consisting of a 3-1 here. Still no witch, so looks like a run forward
she
here.
just spawned in. She's up on the roof. She is unavoidable. They're going to have to do something.
Oh my! Wow. Yeah. I mean, not to be a negative Nancy, but I kind of predict a wipe here. Just the survivors have to hold this out. They can't take that witch hit along with just that area there. I mean, it's so difficult to take a hit there in general. I mean, you can get pulled down, charged off, etc. It's just such a devastating area to get attacked, and you have a witch there.
Yeah, I really think the best strategy would probably be bait out another SI attack, and then you could go for a draw on the witch.
It looks like that's what the survivors are going to be doing here. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to be holding out the entire event or just the attack here, but it looks like they are making the right call here. Hunter's ready to pounce around here. They're thinking about going in here. If they do go in, they should know that the SI are not going to be up for that witch when they get up there to try and crown her. And just a draw crown in that general area there just doesn't seem likely. With all the common infected running over the place and being in a slightly slanted environment, it makes it hard to get a good crown. The attack is coming in here. Hunter pounces. Hunter steals the jockey and gets another repounce into Spit here. And a good pull off to the side here. Nobody is clearing him in time. Guitar misses, and that is 5 ticks of damage of Smoker onto Francis there.
Spitter did a real good job spitting that corner, and then of course, you know, as the survivors are battling in common, they are holding them in there, so that's when it becomes more important to almost clear the common than to kill off the SI.
And here comes the crown. Oh, and as I said, the elevated position, but the witch bugs out and decides to take a long detour.
Oh, he missed the crown on with 2 shots, and now she's running around, frantically running around, climbing after him. If they all drop down this hole, then they might have a chance to avoid the witch, but I think she's freaking out now.
Could possibly. They need to make sure that witch dies before the next attack comes in here to try and pull them down. It looks like Bill is almost getting pulled here. Bill is the person that started the witch, and here it comes, and he dies.
The Smoker just waiting for Zoe to show herself, as he might be able to get this pulling her out. Jockey's setting up there as well. Jockey's going to go in for Lewis. But Lewis manages to drop down the hole. There's one more up there.
Hunter. Oh, and he lands on
Hunter
him.
gets the pounce along with his spit. She will be in cap. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, they could clear her from underneath, but it looks like the survivors are preoccupied, and that will be a death onto Zoe if they do not clear her through the floor right now. Alrighty here, so it looks like we already have 1 survivor dead here, and we still got a tank at 49% here. So this tank, I'm not sure. I mean, they can't really push this tank, but they also can't go back.
To open that door as well. I'm not exactly sure I would have opened that door. That can be used as a strategy. We do have 2 boom with the jockey just pulling Bill right out the back door, and the survivors have no idea. Tank is rolling into the forklift, able to get the in cap, and I believe that this is going to be it.
And that will be the end there. And Smoker finally get them pull here onto Francis here. No M2 goes out, but a little bit of damage on the Smoker. Smoker at 118, so pretty close to dead there, but just not close enough.
So tell me, what do you think? What's your thoughts here on opening that door? If all the survivors are there, you don't have to let any survivor in, and you have a tank that's going to be spawning ahead of you. Do you open the door or do you not open the door?
I think opening the door just saves about half a second of movement when you're coming back for that tank, I would say. I think unless you're going to take the long way, then it saves a lot more time. Generally, just when you're triggering this tank, you want to get outside as soon as possible. You don't want to be inside for any longer than you have to. Even if you're trying to get like extra ammo or pills, it's just really risky because if you get caught up there, it usually can mean a death or a wipe. Just the tank can just babysit you easily up there. I think ideally I would have said just try and play that tank out. I mean, there's no way you're going to run forward. You're going to get maybe like, what, 10, 15 points? I would have said just try and play the tank out, and if you manage to kill the tank, you can get more than just 10 or 15 points running forward there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But running back is going to be the key to surviving that, because playing it in that little room there with the forklift, I just don't think that's going to work out. No matter how you play it.
And we are now waiting on Kimiko and Shrikazoid to ready up here. First attack consisting of a 2-2 with Hunter and Smoker. Looks like they're all going to be opting to come from the rooftop here, but they need to make sure to also set up some in case the survivors try and run forward here and through the little building to the side.
Keeping in mind that this is Pro Mod, the reasons for running through the building are pretty much minimized since there is no more Tier 2 in the building adjacent to the safe room. So another strategy of the survivors may be just to take a hard left coming out of that safe room and just ignore it altogether.
Well, I completely agree. The only real reason to really go in there is to try and throw off the SI attack, which a lot of teams actually decide to do. But I mean, it's really risky because if the infected do decide to set up for that, then you're kind of thrown off. It's like, wow, I wasn't expecting them to come in there, and you know, you're kind of caught off guard, and things can go really, really bad.
Just waiting for one more player to ready up, and here we go, live in 3, 2, 1. Looks like we have 2 SI, 3 SI setting up on the rooftop.
2 pre-spawns and a pounce goes out. Looks like they're just trying to sack this hit here as quickly as possible. No chip on that Hunter, though.
Boomer going in, does get the double boom. Spitter runs in there, gets it spitting. Hunter gets the pounce on Bill, is able to do just a little bit of damage, and over here,
wow.
meanwhile, we have Lewis just dangling like a piñata.
That was a lot of damage. I mean, I was just going to say, I mean, Lewis here is probably going to get pulled here, and I wasn't expecting him to get attacked, or not attacked, but scratched there. I think the survivors, if they wanted to, they could probably draw crown that witch right now while there is no SI, but I don't know, maybe Zoe's thinking about it? No, they're just going to go forward. They're going to trigger this event.
Looks like Kimiko the Smoker is trying to save herself when she probably, he or she, should probably just go ahead and sack that Smoker, because they're going to have to play out this event. There's going to be plenty of time to get that respawn.
I mean, also just 8 HP too. I mean, 8 HP, you get killed by a straight pistol bullet. Looks like the survivors are now thinking about this Witcher. They're thinking about doing it right now, but the entire attack is up, so they need to be wary of that. It's very, very quiet now. All the survivors are ghosting here with the exception of Zoe. And here comes a draw crown by Zoe here. Infected are thinking about going in. They're sending in the attack right now. Jockey's coming in from behind here. Hunter coming in from behind, and there is the draw crown. And a good double cap there. And here comes a Spitter, and Smoker tries to pull somebody, but he misses. And Smoker goes down. Great shutdown there on the end of the attack there, but that was a good double cap.
All in all, that was a real good up and down by the survivors. They were able to pull off that draw and lure in the attack on the SI, and fortunately for them, they were able to get the clear along with the draw, so that's just a handful of extra points for them.
I mean, ideally, they know where this tank is going to be, so they should probably take this tank, or not the tank, but the common infected horde in the, I want to say the storage area there. But it looks like they're going to be taking on the sunroof here. That's really, really risky. They can easily get attacked here.
This is very, very risky. SI can drop in right above them, particularly with a charger. It looks like the charger is climbing up the roof here to get that other spawn, so it can just drop right down on top of them and potentially charge them right off that awning. Looks like Hunter may be spawning in.
Hunter's going to be keeping it inside that storage area in order to keep anyone from going in there if they're trying to rush. But it looks like the SI are all just hesitating. Honestly, I think it was a good idea that they sacked off their spitter here to try and probably get a smoker.
Careful now. There's a hunter around here.
Hunter's
Looks
still
like
bouncing around.
Yeah, SI are really taking their time trying to. I guess they have a plan and they want to stick to it, regardless of the extra attack chances that they've been having here.
I mean, they got near ideal attack. I mean, the only thing I could say is just try and get rid of that hunter and get a smoker, but you can risk getting a spitter and throwing off your entire attack. Looks like they're going to be trying to go for an attack now. Looks like they're getting antsy. Or antsy,
Boomer
sorry.
spawning in, coming down right on top. Does he manage to get anybody?
Great
Fail,
scheme.
but
Here
the
comes a
charge
charge. Hey, grab somebody. I didn't get to see him. The glow was off. Oh, and
what
a double.
What an outstanding jockey here. We did get some fall damage on that. Charger did find his target, Bill, and pulled him right off that awning right after the Boomer dropped down and gotten proxy down the two of them.
Lewis is just getting hoarded up there. He's having trouble clearing the common infect, and that is 2 people down here during this event. It's still going here. I think they're going to have one more wave of common infected after these are cleared, too. Or is that going to be the end of it?
Well, with the Boomer coming in here, the chances are there's going to be another horde.
Oh, and here
Boomer
comes a
coming around
boomer.
the corner, and there's one right on to Lewis. That's going to make it a little bit difficult for him to be of any assistance to the rest of the survivors. But they did manage to pick up Francis.
They're going to be coming around the corner here to try and pick up Bill here. Common infects are still coming in to go on to Lewis. Sorry's doing a great job of covering, and here comes a spit delay. A little late there, though. Whoa, but a bit of damage going on to both Bill and Lewis. They're getting hung up by the common infected.
So we got 3 in full bleed right now.
Oh, the
and
pull
this-
down!
And Zoe went forward all by herself for some reason, and she did get pulled down with a lot of fall damage on the Smoker. The Smoker's going to just... He did get the end cap.
And Charger
coming
is
in
good
to
to go
follow
here.
up.
Oh, great job by Bill to not get charged. That would have been much worse here, but now he needs to kill off that Charger. He is reloading. That's 2 punches, and he goes in again, and thankfully he's able to down him. Oh, but the jockey's
We
all
have a
alone
jockey
up there.
inside.
Okay, let's get you.
The survivors need to, I mean, they need to stick 2 and 2. If
They
they
did.
do...
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I understand what they were doing. He was trying to rush ahead and get that door to help out the rest of his team, but you cannot go ahead by yourself like that.
I mean, especially when the spawns are up. I mean, if you know that the spawns are down, then you're free to do that, but the spawns weren't down, I mean, and they made that vital... very vital mistake there. Another pull. Doesn't go down though. Great clear. Hunter and Jockey are pouncing around here. Jockey might get dead stopped here. A lot of damage going on in the Jockey, and he does get skeeted.
So 3 of the servers are in full bleed, and we do have Zoe, which is black and white now, and just survivors are getting ready here to clear out the common in the storeroom up here and spawn the tank.
Well, I mean, the survivors here, they still can take this tank, but with the amount of bleed they have, it's going to be really difficult to make anything after the tank. And it looks like they're running forward
It
here.
looks like they are running forward for points.
Tank just needs to play goalie. They can't let that. They can't let the survivors get through. Oh, great pull up there. Nobody is clearing Francis there. All they have to do is look up and shoot at the wall. Great clear there by Zoe. And here comes the tank onto Lewis here. And Lewis gets punched.
Tank retreating back a little bit just to get Zoe. Probably going to grab this forklift again and see if he can bounce around. No, he's going to avoid that. Now he's circling back to it. He's probably going to hide there a little bit, see if he can get a lucky bounce.
And that forklift just out of position now. The survivors are doing a great job pushing right now, but we now have another set of common infected coming in here from a boom.
Tank rolling in right at the survivors here with only 20% health left. That is a great punch on Lewis. He is now in cap. We do have a Hunter rolling in trying to grab Francis. Can he find the pounce?
Oh, the door closed! Oh, but Francis needs to turn around. Francis needs to turn around, take care of that Hunter. Oh, but he does get pounds. And almost charged. As you can see here, I mean, just all this running forward during the tanks here is bringing these scores closer and closer here. They just need to use an opportunity on a map. Try not to run forward and just kill off the tank.
And as always, when you are playing the SI and you are playing as the tank, it's very important. Just swing at the survivors' heads. There's a couple moments there where I think there were some survivors that were jumping some punches, and that tank missed those punches because the survivors are able to just leap right over them with their hitbox. But if tank is swinging at their heads, it doesn't matter if the survivors are jumping. You're always going to make a connection there.
Unless, of course, is a patch from like I forgot when they released that patch, but there was a patch before the tank actually had to do 3 different punches. Now he only does right hooks, but before he had a left hook, an uppercut, and a right hook. And the uppercut, oh man, the uppercut had such a short swing radius forward. The swing radius of it was so messed up. They called it the back punch because it would actually prioritize punching people behind you instead of people in front of you. Yeah.
I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, you would corner a survivor and punch while getting meleeed, and you wouldn't punch the cornered survivor. No, you'd punch the guy that's meleeing you behind you. And you're like, what? Good times. Frustrating times. But good times.
So, looks like we might have a real early tank on this map here. probably out in that big open lobby area, I would guess.
If I remember correctly, 13% is, I want to say when they get to the, oh wow, invisible door here, when they get to the little green exit sign at the top there, do you see the little green exit sign at the top?
Let's see here.
Go up the stairwell.
Oh,
here.
yes, I do.
Yeah, that is about, yeah, I think that right there is 13% here. So, I mean, what the infected want to do is they actually want to save this entire hit here so that the tank can really just commit immediately and drop right down onto them. But it looks like they're going to be going for an early attack here.
Boomer setting up in the first room, right to the left out of the safe room.
Bill's now ghosting in there. For the love of God, please don't go into the death room, which is right across the safe room. Never want to go into their room. So many bad things happen in there. And again, the first attack here is consisting of 3-1 with Charger and Boomer. All survivors are out. Tank is now up. Oh wow, Tank is much earlier
Boomer
than I
coming in
thought.
from the spawn behind opens with a tri-boom. Charger just going Mike Tyson on the survivors around. Zoe running back there to clear off that jockey off of Bell as he was getting pulled all the way back. Tank rolled in.
Oh, Tank shouldn't be throwing rocks. Just get in there and punch it. He misses a very crucial punch. And Bill, with that crowbar, is going in there. And he's like, I'm going to crowbar this Tank. Zoe doing a great job of juking. Those 2 punches are down. And here comes a crowbar. Another juke. Oh, no, but he gets a punch here. Tries to go in. He missed again. The Tank needs to be landing these punches.
Health, needs to get out of there if he's going to rely on some support. But we do have a jockey and a smoker cap back here. So Tank needs to roll in on that and capitalize on it.
I mean, a great jockey there in the back, just taking priority over there. And the Tank has 1,700 health. And for those of you who are wondering why we are not going to safe room here, we're trying to avoid going to safe room for tanks that look like they're going to be short-lived. And right there, I mean, there's 3 people boomed. I thought it was going to be pretty short-lived, so I apologize.
Oh, you mean the war room? Gotcha.
Yeah, completely forgot to go to the war room because I saw 3 boom survivors. I thought that was going to be the end right there.
Yeah.
But let's quickly switch over to the war room anyways, and let's see how they finish this up, shall we?
Sounds good.
Doc need to stack the tank right now. Tank's dead. Just the rest of the SI now.
Smoke. Kimiko smoke.
Alrighty, and we are back here. So, they sent the tank AI here and got a really good 4SI hit there once the tank died here. Smoker had good hold on to Francis there for a long, long time. Bill was having some trouble with common effect, and here comes a jockey here, solo jockey. I don't really agree with that. So, Fish, I mean, it was a bit of my mistake there to say the tank was going to be a bit farther ahead. I guess maybe that's 16%. I'm not sure, but ideally, what would you do for that tank there? Because that tank looks pretty devastating.
That looks like practically an impossible tank to play because as soon as they were done with that SI attack, tank was already on them. Unfortunately, tank was trying to throw a rock at them when he probably should have just rolled in, swinging punches. Here we have another attack moving in. Boomer's able to get one, but we do have the 100 get an in-cap. Charger punch Francis down. And the Smoker is trying to finish off Zoe there left below, but she is freed at the last second. Lewis is picking up Francis, and hopefully we'll be good to go here.
Zoe slowly getting pulled aside there. Had no God Frame, so I think she took one tick of damage there before getting cleared here. Common Infected is breaking down this door on the right here. They probably want to clear off that Common that's breaking the door here. But it looks like nobody's going to have to clear that Common.
We don't have any more pills left, and all survivors are in full bleed. So this is going to be a very tough event for them to hold out on. But yeah, getting back to what you're talking about the tank, probably the first SI attack should have been baited, and then they should have played off the first SI attack back in the hallway so that they didn't spawn the tank.
Well, and here comes a Charger and Spit here. Spit doesn't spread ideally for the Infected here, but it does stop the survivors from leaving. And Lewis there taking in the old-fashioned Left 4 Dead 1 spot, but does eventually go down to the Charger.
Oh, the old-fashioned Left 4 Dead 1 spot. Huddle in the corner.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in Left 4 Dead, I don't know if they changed it already, but did you know the tank used to only be able to punch a single survivor at a time?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
So you literally you can go into a corner and the tank would come up, try and punch you, and, well, yeah, you'd kill the tank before he downed all of you.
So let's see what the survivors do. What I'm thinking is what they could do is open up by coming out of the safe room and pulling straight back in the hallway and just kind of baiting out the SI attack so that they're, if they do get boomed, then they can, at least can fight off that Common Infected before they spawn the tank.
I mean, they just have to make sure not to run forward here. I think the tank spawned when they reach the, I want to say this picture.
Pretty much at double doors. Yeah, right around the double doors area.
Yeah, around basically the picture, I think. So they just got to make sure not to go forward here. Smoker is probably going to want to try and pull them forward and maybe charge them forward, etc. That's just theorizing if the SI decide to attack before the tank goes up. Just the survivors here, they need to make sure not to get boomed. If they get boomed, this is just I don't know. I mean, with such a closed-in area and Common Infected coming from everywhere, there's really not that much you can do as a survivors here if you get boomed.
That's true. I think right in this particular attack, a boomer can be absolutely devastating to the team.
And we are alive here. 3-1, Charger and Boomer. They're going to be ghosting out here. Survivors know where the tank's going to spawn. But it looks like Lewis is opting to go a little bit forward. That's a little risky. Could have accidentally set off the tank there. And he will be setting up the tank.
Lewis is going all the way forward, and he did trigger that tank.
So let's quickly go over to the war room here.
Alright, if you get an opportunity to pop that Boomer, go for it. But otherwise, don't worry about it. Nice, okay. Alright, watch it. He's cutting you off. He's cutting you off.
Hey, shoot.
Let me get some clears.
Charge that shit.
Fill up and push it, guys. Push him.
Ah, fuck, I ran right.
There's still one behind, guys.
He's taking
Good
a lot
baiting,
of
good
chip.
baiting. Good baiting.
Watch out for the rock curves. He's curving rocks.
Yeah. Watch out. Rock. Oh no.
Alright, hit's about up, so.
Give bombs up.
Give pills to
Nice clear.
Watch out.
Concentrate him, concentrate him. Nice.
Ah, fuck again, me.
You're good, you're good, you're good.
Alrighty, and we are back here. We just saw the tank in the hands of, was it Laura Palmer? Because I saw some
Laura
really
Palmer.
great. I forgot to announce who was in the hands of the great curve rocks.
There was 2 wonderful curve rocks that she did from complete cover, so avoiding a lot of chip, and it was great. She did manage to get that 1 in cap though, so missed a couple punches there, but overall Survivors did an excellent job of surviving that one. That's a tough tank to survive.
So a really good pop in the board. On another great pop, this team is just on those pops, and we see a 2 cap though. Jockey's going to be taking someone forward. Hunter is ready to defend here. Will Zoe be able to get the clear in time? But it looks like he does get the clear, and Hunter gets shoved by Francis here and killed. That was a great clear there by Zoe, and a great clear by Francis before Zoe got pounced there. Somebody else got pounced, and more damage went out on that attack.
Survivors are in actually pretty good condition right now. No more pills left, but we do have 1 survivor that is almost 100% health, and I'm not sure how that's happening.
Obviously, he's stealing, he's siphoning the life of his teammates to add to his own.
Survivors should definitely be attacking or protecting Zoe, protecting that health bonus. There is a smoke and pull in the back. Zoe immediately gets that clear. Jockey coming in to cover. And manages to land on Zoe, take a little bit of that health away, and the other 2 survivors are dodging spit as they pull back for the event.
Zoe's doing a really good job just being all over the place and dealing with the I mean, she shoved that jockey aside and quickly changed targets to Lewis there and freed him before they risked getting double cap there. That was a great shove aside. I mean, if he had not shoved that, that would have been a 2 cap, and the survivors at the end of the hallway would have had to make their way all the way back to the end there just to free them. That would have been a lot of damage on the health bonus there.
Yeah, and speaking of that health bonus right now, Zoe really needs to play conservatively and let the bleeders take point, just so that they can protect that points. They want to try to take the lead. Hunter just breaking down the door, going in. Charger trying to find his mark, miss, but Lewis is pounced in spit.
Oh, he's just elevated slightly over the spit here, so he's not taking any damage. And look at the health right now. 3 of these survivors are all very close to being down. Someone needs to get friendly fire down so that they can, don't get scratched to death here. I mean, if the infected just run in there to try and scratch, it's going to be really, really bad for the survivors.
And they are taking your advice. They're doing just that, but a little bit too late. We do have Lewis getting scratched down. Jockey coming in, landing on Zoe, and Smoker following up with the pole. And Boomer coming in, getting a wonderful proxy on all 3 of them.
I believe the elevator is down, so they need to start making progress forward here. Zoe's going to be taking a little bit hesitant, knowing that she's the health bonus. She doesn't want to take too much damage from the common infected here, but they need to start making forward progress here. And it looks like they are camping it out a bit, so that's going to buy them maybe 1 more attack here right before the elevator, unfortunately, since they did take it too slow.
I'm thinking they probably can count on Francis getting scratched down here. Here comes the Hunter.
And here comes the Hunter.
Francis.
Great skeet!
Oh, wonderful skeet by Raven.
I feel like the Hunter should have went in for a scratch there. He got a little carried away with trying to get the pounce, but
he walks in
I think that was intentional.
I think it was intentional. Yes.
Yeah. They should probably hold off on picking him up until they get to the top there, so he doesn't bleed as much.
Gonna go back to normal?
I'll see peace back on Earth if I gotta murder every one of these bastards with my bare...
Making my way to the top of the elevator here. It's a really big elevator. I think that was a really great skeet. I mean, I feel like if she did not get that skeet, or if he didn't get that skeet, I feel like there would have been an additional attack down there at the elevator.
Yeah, I think absolutely. The jockey was already in, but running in the opposite direction of Francis. If the jockey had seen poor limping along Francis behind him, he probably would have gotten the scratch there. But you're right, Hunter should have gone in there silently with just a scratch, probably would have gotten it.
Oh, and a pull out, and here comes a charge. Does not stumble the charger, though, mid-charge. And we got a down and a death here. It looks like another death, leaving just Zoe up here, still with that tremendous health bonus.
The jockey going in now, trying to grab Zoe and pull her out of the elevator.
And that will be the wipe there.
Off to the side. That is going to be the wipe with enough common beating on Zoe. They do not have the angle. The down survivors do not have the angle to clear that jockey.
I would say that a vampire's weakness seems to be the jockey. Just saying. But still, great job there by the survivors. They made a lot of distance. Juicy did a great job keeping that health bonus The survivors did their best to clear all the attacks. They should have probably downed somebody inside that room a bit quicker so that they didn't have to worry about what's the word I'm looking for? They didn't have to worry about having the SI come in while picking someone up.
Absolutely. Right when you mentioned it would have been the opportune time to just friendly fire him down, pick him up, just so he had enough health. Because if the SI are coming in and giving you a scratch, you're one man down. One man's out of the equation. It's going to be that much more difficult for you to get to clear. But looking at the score right now, this is anyone's game. This is actually a real nail biter of a game, and it all kind of comes down to this ladder attack right up here.
You're actually in Pro Mod. There's an early tank here. So yeah, this is actually going to come down to the tank here. If they can kill the tank, they can make it to the ladder. If the other team can't kill the tank, they won't make it to the ladder. This tank is actually really difficult. Some people have discussed removing it. The best way to play this tank is just have 2 people behind the rail here so they can't get pulled forward, and 2 people at the bottom of the stairs here, and just have one person slightly out of the safe room. If you have somebody in the safe room, the tank will never lose rage and they can get infinite attacks. The tank has to keep his chip very minimal. Taking more than 500 chip for this tank can just spell a dead tank here. You need to have as much health as possible when committing. Alright, I'm just waiting on Kimiko here. First attack consisting of a 3-1 with Charger and Boomer. Boomer is very favored here. Just get a single boom and that will be the end of the survivors here. So the survivors, their main job is either don't get pulled forward, don't eat curve rocks, do as much chip as possible, and don't get boomed. A single boom will mark the end of your team there.
So with a 25% witch, where would you place her?
Well, I know it's going to be before the ladder. I know that much. I don't know where it'll force spawn her. Finales and spawn percentages are really iffy.
So here we are, survivors readied up, and we are live. I can hear the witch ahead, and we do have Charger Boomer looking for those spawns.
Looks like this witch here is really far down the hallway here. I really don't recommend going up to the witch. That has to either be a draw or they have to wait until after the tank.
This is going to be a tough draw as well because she's got a long way to run before she gets there. It'll give the SI a lot of time to get in there and do some devastating things.
This is actually very easy to spawn block, mind you. It's just the survivors aren't doing a good job of spawn blocking here, so if they do try and do the draw crown right now, it can be pretty bad for them. Well, it looks like they are going for the spawn blocks here. They are going
It
to
looks
spawn
like
block.
they're blocking now, yep.
And we are going to be seeing a draw crown here before the tank. Zoe, going to be trying to draw crown. I really don't recommend being on the trash bin for the draw crown. Let's see what he does, though. Survivors just got to do a great job of not moving. It's kind of like playing chicken here. If Lewis and Bill move, they open up spawns, so they have to make sure they block those side room spawns. And here comes a pistol shot.
Here they go. They're trying to do the draw.
Looks like they're trying to do a stumble.
There they go.
Oh, but he doesn't get the stumble. Here comes the draw crown. Oh, it dies before he reaches him.
Wonderful mowdown.
And tank is up. And in the hands of Laura Palmer. So let's quickly go over to Survivor War Room and see how these survivors deal with this very difficult tank.
Probably bought 100 for that same thing, but
Charger.
great concentration, great concentration. Keep shooting me, he's just go room. There you go. Great job, guys. Clear the rear and then come. Yep. All right, just hold there, hold there. Nice shot down. Keep your shit reloaded. There he is. There's his commit.
Rock.
All right, now clear back. Clear back. Oh, don't get cut off. Don't get cut off. That's bad.
Too late. Too late.
Keep concentrating him. Get in there and just own him. You got him.
They're going after me.
Melees if you got him. Oh, never mind. Great job.
Nice, and upstairs.
Alright, and we are back here, and it looks like the survivors did a great job of killing that tank, but somebody did die at the cost of that tank.
Yeah, the hunter did a great job of just catching the last one down the stairs and able to hold him off to the side there while the tank pushed the rest and intimidated him all the way back into the safe room. Very good job by the hunter, being able to get that kill. Now, if the tank had not pushed all the way down and stayed at the top of the stairs, may have turned out just a little bit different. He might have been able to get a little bit more supported.
Oh, and here comes a charger. We might see a death charge. Oh no, but it's a corner charge instead. And there might be a down onto Francis there. Oh, and that spit spread luckily does not spread onto Zoe. And just with that
Boomer
tank in
walking
general.
up on Lewis, trying to get that proxy.
Oh, good pop. Well, yeah, with that tank in general, I mean, I really like the idea that what they were doing, but as soon as that tank started committing, they needed to get down the stairs because for that exact reason, I mean, there was a charger from behind, and they needed to make sure they didn't get cut off, so they had to make sure to start running back down the stairwell before the tank even remotely reached them, and they kind of did that a bit too late. Because of that, they ended up getting charged from behind and took a lot more damage than they should have. Kind of death, my dear.
Grabbing some pills.
Charger spawning in, coming up the stairs, accompanied by the spitter. Let's see what the charger does. Oh, and stumbled the charge and instantly got cleared off into that spit with very minimal damage done. The hunter does find Francis for a little bit of pounce damage.
So we see 3 sets of pills here and no extra pills left on the rooftop. They need to start this event as soon as possible. And for those of you who don't know, a neat little trick for this event is to actually leave the doors around here open inward. If you leave the doors open inward, the common infected will not touch the doors, and you can use those doors during the tank.
Oh, crap. Get ready.
We have all 4 SI coming in here. Charger instantly cleared. We do have two boomed with a jockey finding mark on Zoe, but getting cleared off relatively quickly. Just clearing off the rest of the common as they come in for those boomed ones.
Lewis doing a great job there, clearing off the common. They're just climbing up to him and just goombling them with his toes there. Survivors are really spread out here, and it looks like Zoe needs to kind of reposition herself to higher ground. She doesn't want to be on lower ground there. I want to pull off to the side here. He does get cleared, and a good boom comes out here onto Lewis, but he will be taking care of the common infection. Here comes a charge, and we'll get a charge off and a double!
Oh, what a great charge. Francis going in there to clear him off with this melee. But yeah, the hunter got shut down there with a quick little skeet, and the charger was able to do a wonderful charge and get the proxy as well.
The survivors here, 3 people bleeding. They still can survive this next tank coming up here. And for ProMod, they removed the additional tank. So they just have to survive this tank and then survive 2 more hits, and they will have their escape helicopter here.
Boomer's trying to get his spawn at the base of the ladder. We do have a smoker jockey and a spitter, so this is a 2-2.
Looks like Jockey and Smoker are going to be coming from the bottom here. Smoker's going to be coming up here. He's going to get the pull. And here comes a Jockey. Tries to land onto Zoe here. Does not get the dead stop. Francis is coming up. Gets the clear and the Tonfa onto the Jockey here. And Smoker's going to be dropping down. Tank going to be up in the hands of Griffin Bot here. And let's quickly go over to that Survivor War Room. Oh, great rock.
Yes. Okay, he's coming up.
He's coming for you guys.
Still.
Watch it. Watch.
You're gonna try to beat this tank. You're gonna try to beat this tank.
Smoker, watch out.
Clear him. You can go through Uzi if you like.
Charger.
Please don't jump.
I just did, but I was safe.
Yeah, it's all good. You guys are doing really well. You actually got to this tank, so which is very important.
We got smoked.
Come on, guys, I need some help.
Stay together, yeah, run away.
Watch out for the smoker, he's still there.
Oh shit!
Shoot the tank.
There he is.
Alright, and we are back here. Survivors did a wonderful job killing this tank here. If they can get Zoe up here and don't get this boom, oh, but he gets boom, but they can make just 2 more attacks, they will get their escape vehicle.
Chucky coming in up the stairs, trying to keep a slowdown on the pickup. Oh,
Great dead stop.
Great dead stop by Francis.
All 3 survivors are up. They will be bleeding. By the time that vehicle comes in, they will be at least 1 temp health, so they will be scratchable. But if they can survive till then, they will get a lot of distance here. So their main job is to try not to get punched down. I mean, the infected could literally just come in right now and punch them down.
And speaking of just that, we do have a charger set up on the stairs, looking for a spawn, waiting for the rest of his team. We do have
Hunter's
a
now
pre-spawn.
up.
Here comes the charger going in for the spawns. Hunter's rolling in from the other side.
Double
Misses
cap, will
the
it be a
charge,
triple?
But it does get the punch down. Hunter is looking for that.
Oh, but he's walking in. Oh, he's going to pounce up.
And there's the pounce.
That was just a great job with the survivors there. They lasted that long with just 3 survivors. They positioned themselves properly. They cleared their common quickly. They dealt with the tank as well as possible as they could with just 3 people.
That helicopter pilot better be here.
If he ain't, at least we die with a nice view of the city.
So we're going to be going into round 2 here, and let's see how our survivors here deal with this really difficult tank and see if they can either do it better or maybe differently than the previous team here.
Well, the first turtle is that witch, right? Because I think they're probably going to try to handle that witch before they spawn the tank. And we're going to see if they can do it as cleanly as the opposing team.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a risk-reward kind of thing. I mean, you don't have to deal with that witch until the tank comes in. I mean, until after the tank. But you have to risk an attack for that witch. However, if you do the witch right now and you fail it, then you're going to be that much weaker for the tank that's going to be coming up, and you need to be at max health for that tank.
So they can spawn the tank before they aggro the witch. Or whenabouts do you think that they can spawn that? Probably at the first ladder or the second ladder there in the hallway?
I want to say at that little conference room. I want to say about the conference room. One of the double doors.
We are going live. Boomer going in there for a real quick early boom. Does manage to get 3. That's going to hold those survivors in that safe room a little bit. Hunter's trying to get a little bit of damage here. And manages to find his mark right there on Lewis. Get a few scratches on there. It looks like Smoker and Charger are going to save their attacks.
This side did a great job there of landing their attacks there, and it looks like they were just going for sacks because they're saving the Smoker and the Charger, which is ideal for this next hit. And Smoker is, looks like he's positioning by the Witch here, and the Witch is good to go here. We might see a draw crown by Lewis. Lewis trying to go for those Deagle stumbles here, and does go for the shotgun instead. And the Boomer is not small, but great shove! The Witch is still coming. He's going to make his way down the stairs here. It's going to be really difficult here. Oh, but Francis gets in the way!
Get your ass up, let's go!
And Tank is now up in the hands of Tregazoid. So, let's quickly go over to that Survivor War Room here.
Fix.
Okay, I'm in watch safe room.
We trip matter. Everyone's stuck on the tick right now. That Deagle strat, though, leave him outside. Everyone should get aggressive on this thing right now. Because they don't have spawns. Just push him. Don't get punched, though. You need to go in that room and get killed. Everyone needs to stack on him. Oh, he's dead.
He's dead.
The smoker's still up though. You should be able to clear him. There you go.
And we are back. The deagle clears are real here. And it looks like the survivors had a good idea to push the tank, but it looks like they got a little bit too carried away with going into the room and pushing the tank.
Yeah, they were managing to do real well when they were holding back. They were getting the clears, and as soon as they pushed ahead and jumped into that room, probably trying to block the SI, tank met them there, and that was pretty devastating.
And one thing to note there is, again, when the tank was in the room, hiding there, waiting for the smoker to get the pull, the survivors should have already been down in the stairwell there. Just by the time the tank is at that distance, that's when you need to be down the stairwell. And because they weren't down the stairwell, we saw a very quick corner there and just almost spelled disaster for the survivors, but they were able to survive here. 4 people bleeding and 2 sets of pills here. So they will get more distance or more points per distance percentage than the previous team since they have all 4 survivors, but they're in a worse position than the previous team.
We have a jockey already pre-spawned up top, and along with the spitter and a hunter. We do have some delay spit going down there. Looks like Bill is sitting at 1 hit point, probably waiting to take those pills just to prolong the bleeding. And Lewis goes ahead and jumps up on top of the roof all by himself. He does use the smoker spawn. The jockey takes him right off the roof. Smoker follows up, pulling Francis, and Spitter is looking to do a little bit of extra damage there. Hunter, meanwhile, is just going to town on poor Bill.
That was a bit rushed there. I mean, Lewis had no reason to be running up there all by himself. He should have waited for his teammates, but it looks like they all just kind of were separated. I mean, they could even get onto that little pipe that they added on there.
Thanks.
Yeah, it did seem that Lewis jumped the gun a little bit there. Maybe he thought the SI were still waiting to spawn in, that he could block them, but looks to me like that may have been the downfall here. Charger going in, getting another in cap on Zoe. And the rest of the SI are looking at... there's a smoker up there on the roof along with him, probably going to try to grab that last one. And they abandoned that idea. He went ahead and jumped down.
So they're going to be making their way to the radio here. They need to start it up as soon as possible here. Still hoarded just completely. All these common infectors all over the place, hitting all the survivors here. And they need to get to those pills quickly before they go down. The door is closed on Zoe.
Boomer manages to land a boom on one. Spitter going ahead and spitting the top of the roof. Hunter bouncing all around. Smoker is pulling Kimiko right through the spit and out of it, fortunately for them. Hunter's still bouncing around looking for a target. Oh, what a wonderful proxy there by that Boomer. Hunter is just ping-ponging around, going in for scratches on Bill. And gets the end cap and going to finish it out and finds Francis.
And that will be the end of the second round there. Great job with the infected to just shut them down as soon as they could, right there with the tank there. And just, I mean, the survivors, I mean, they could have done a lot better with that tank. I feel like they could have easily made it better, or done a better job than the previous team in making it to the end here.
Yeah, I agree. You're absolutely right in saying that it all comes down to that tank. That is a very difficult tank to deal with, and there is probably just one way to do it. Overall, though, I'd have to say that it was a great game. It came down to the very last map. Very exciting.
Alrighty then. So, thank you guys for watching. This is the end of Left2Learn August 2nd, 2014, and I'll see you guys next Saturday. Take care.
See you later.